Welcome back to Liberty Bytes on the Think Liberty Network. I'm your host, William Gadsden. You can follow me personally on Twitter at William_Gadsden and follow Think Liberty on Facebook, Twitter, or whatever your favorite social media outlet is. Give us a follow and a like for updates on new episodes and more. Now, as the next part of our ongoing campaign this month to highlight individual rights in the U.S., we're going to talk about the Third and Fourth Amendments in the Constitution. Now, the Third Amendment is often overlooked because it simply doesn't really apply to us nowadays. But that's mostly because we have the Third Amendment. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Now, the Third Amendment says, "No soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law." Now, unless you're in some dystopian horror flick or a period drama, you don't have an ongoing problem with military members forcing their way into your home to live with you. The Founding Fathers told me to tell you, you're welcome. But seriously, what does this have to do with us in the modern day? Now, that leads us into the Fourth Amendment, which is by far more applicable to modern life. But we have to at least address the Third Amendment, as the Third and Fourth go hand in hand, both as a protection on the individual's home, personal property, and person. Now, the Fourth Amendment states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized." Now, there's a lot to unpack here in that one amendment, but it basically boils down to this. Law enforcement officers cannot search your home, your belongings, or your person without a warrant issued by a judge, and even the request for a warrant has to contain enough probable cause or reason to justify the search. Furthermore, the warrant has to be very specific as to what is being looked for, and I can't emphasize the importance of this amendment enough. This is one of the most staunch barriers to government intrusion that we currently have in the world. You have to understand, most countries around the world do not have these kinds of protections in place. Law enforcement or military officials can just waltz into your home and drag you out of it and have free rein to search or squat or plant whatever they like in it without fear of repercussion. This opens the door to all sorts of other infringements on individual liberties, essentially allowing for a full-on police state as soon as the government deems it necessary. But even this basic principle is under attack in modern America. No-knock police raids are on the rise for the smallest of infractions. Our law enforcement officers are being outfitted with military surplus arms and equipment while simultaneously experiencing shrinking budgets and manning. This is a recipe for disaster, setting the stage for law enforcement at all levels to cut corners just to save time or money and give military equipment to green officers without proper training for the sake of getting them out into the field quickly. This is also happening on a micro level as well. It is becoming more and more common for the term probable cause to be used more and more flippantly. Now, instead of saying, "I saw a key of coke under your car seat during a drug scene," it's, "I think I smell weed in the car" during a routine traffic stop, and using that as to justify a full vehicle search. Now, what can you, the individual, do about it? First and foremost, know your rights. Know exactly what law enforcement needs to do in order to legally search you or your property. And if they try to skirt those laws, call them out on it. If they ask to search your home or vehicle and they don't have a warrant, don't be intimidated. You can and should tell them no, even if you have nothing to hide. If they cause problems for you, cause problems for them. File a complaint, take down their name or badge number, take it up with your city council or local government. Make sure your local community is informed as well. Set up watchdog organizations, take part in civil protests, praise them when they do their jobs correctly, but hold them accountable when they don't. All of this starts with understanding the constitutional limitations placed on the government via the Constitution. It all starts right here. It all starts with you. Now, I hope you'll join us next time and become more liberty-centered with us. I'm William Gadsden with Think Liberty.